you're watching Make in India, New Deal for Defence, intellectual property. That is the mantra for success in the defence sector. And Bengaluru-based OEM Tonbo Imaging has its spades. CNBC TV 18's Ajit Mangad reports that despite the company's size being more in keeping with a small and medium enterprise, its repertoire of patented technology makes it a titan in India's recharged defence sector. Take a look.
Don't let the size of this facility fool you. It may occupy only 7,500 square feet in a special economic zone in Bengaluru and may house only 43 employees, but it is a state-of-the-art research center and testing center of Tonbo Imaging, a company that's on track to becoming a design powerhouse in the Indian defense space. Set up as an arm of Stanford Research International, it was bought out by founder and CEO Arvind Lakshmikumar in 2007. And since then, Tonbo has been working in the area of optronics. It specializes in advanced electro-optics and imaging systems for military and commercial applications.
Our core focus is imaging systems in the long-wave infrared spectrum, which is the thermal imaging spectrum. So as you know, one of the big challenges we face in India and in emerging markets is night vision technology is highly restricted. So Tonbo's focus is how do you build high quality, high fidelity night vision technology at an affordable price.
Tonbo first ventured into the defense sector by setting up a subsidiary called Serial Innovation. The subsidiary was set up primarily to undertake offset orders worth $6 million from Italian ship maker Bisantieri. Since then, it's taken on numerous defense orders, but says it has no plans to deviate from its niche focus.
We have industrial license in the space of electro-optics, so our focus is purely only electro-optics. We don't make missiles, we don't make end systems. We make electro-optics platforms which sit on these different end systems, where for instance we make a sight which goes onto a howitzer, or a sight which goes onto a gun, or a sight which goes onto a land platform. So our license and our permissions are all in the space of electro-optics.
The early years were difficult. The company tapped venture capitalists to fund its R&D business, bringing in $6 million by roping in Artiman Capital 3 years ago. Today, the company boasts consolidated revenues of $16 million in the last fiscal and an order book of nearly 50 crore rupees to be executed in the next 1 year. But the company is clear that equity fundraising will only go towards supporting its R&D functions.
We said we have to differentiate where we take money from for development and where we take money for deployment. All the R&D, product development, engineering, everything is done through our private equity funding, which is the money we raised from Artiman. And from a business point of view, we said, well, when we are doing a deployment, we would need cash in terms of working capital after we win a contract, and that we will do it through debt.
Clearly, unlike other defense companies, Tonbo's business segments are well demarcated. While the parent focuses on R&D and the commercial market, which includes exports, its subsidiary focuses on Indian defense orders for which it has a DPP license. Even here, its defense operations are divided into 5 primary areas. Tactical systems, where it makes infantry-specific products like handheld imagers, weapon sights and helmet-mounted sights. Land systems, which include multi-sensor imaging for driving, thermal imaging for observation and trackers in tanks and off-roaders. UAV or unmanned aerial vehicles, to which it supplies payload and miniature cameras that weigh as low as 30 grams. Naval systems and weapon systems.
We make electro-optics for naval platforms, which includes both surveillance as well as weapon systems on the Navy. And the last segment of our military business are weapons platforms. We make electro-optic sights going all the way from a small gun to a 155mm 52 cal howitzer. We make the sights which go onto it.
Given its expertise in sophisticated and precision systems, intellectual property is the name of the game. Tonbo owns 15 patents in the electro-optic segment, which make it one of the key suppliers to the DRDO, DPSUs and even private sector players involved in the production of guns and ammunition. So while it undertakes contract manufacturing of its products through a network of nearly 20 domestic and global vendors, it does not farm out the manufacturing of critical components.
You can control the supply chain, so you have better control over your suppliers. We will control the design process completely, either organically in terms of us owning equity stakes in the companies whom we subcontract to, or people with whom we have a very strong relationship to manufacture our subcomponents. And the final testing in terms of the optics testing, the reliability, everything will be done by us. But everything else which is non-critical, which is for instance manufacture of PCB boards or manufacture of enclosures, we will design the enclosure, but manufacture of enclosures will be outsourced.
Tonbo is confident it's on the verge of the next growth spurt. In 2012, along with a consortium partner EM Digital, it was shortlisted for the Indian Navy's 12.7mm gun upgrade program. This program also has Israel-based Elbit as one of the shortlisted bidders. Field trials for this upgraded arms program are currently underway and commercial bids are expected by October, with the awarding of contracts scheduled for March 2016. If it wins, Tonbo's share in this $200 million order will come to be around $50 million.
Navy fleet, and about 500 to 700 units have to be upgraded over the next 3-4 years. And the gun essentially it's a stabilized platform which has a gun and it has an electro-optic sight. And the electro-optic sight is made by us. So this is capable of firing about 1.5 kilometers and it's meant to engage targets at short range.
The upgradation program is just one of many projects the company is looking forward to winning. It's also participating in the 12.7mm gun upgrade program for the Army's main battle tank Arjun. For this, it's partnered with Bharat Electronics, and the two of them are currently field testing 2 tanks.
This is just 2 units right now because that's what the government is the trials. So it's expected that the size of the entire program for the 12.7mm upgrade on the battle tank will be anywhere between 150 to 200 crores.
And there's more. Tonbo is in the running for the $1 billion Future Infantry Combat Vehicle program. It plans to export its electro-optics package to German gun manufacturer Kongsberg, which is likely to supply the gun platform that will be mounted on vehicles manufactured by L&T and the Tata Group.
One company is Kongsberg, and Kongsberg is one of the world's largest manufacturer of turrets for the 30mm cannon, which is going to go on the Future Infantry Combat Vehicle. What we make is the electro-optic sight which will go onto the turret. And Kongsberg is one of the companies whom we are talking to put our electro-optic sight as part of their turret. And when they offer their turret to the Tatas or to Bharat Forge or to anyone, that will come with Tonbo's stabilized electro-optic sight.
Wait, we're not done yet. Tonbo is also participating in the 155mm howitzer upgrade program. This program intends to replace the Bofors gun, but it's not restricting itself to the Indian defence market. Tonbo is among the few Indian OEMs to supply equipment to UK's Royal Navy, the US Navy, US Special Forces and the Singapore Army. In addition, it supplies to commercial and international defence integrators like Samsung, BAE Systems and Nexter, to name a few.
We are an OEM in the sense we make the complete product ourselves. It's branded Tonbo. It is sold either directly by us or it's sold through our systems integration partners, where Serial Innovations can be one of them. But we are not restricted to only Serial Innovations. We sell to the Tatas, we sell to L&T, we sell to Punj Lloyd, but they are all systems integrators who use our OEM product.
Armed forces aside, Tonbo is a recognized name in the field of homeland security. Its latest triumph is an 18 crore rupee order from the Ministry of Home Affairs for 300 handheld thermal imagers.
CRPF, NSG, BSF and these agencies have large programs for handheld thermal imagers, weapon-mounted sights, helmet-mounted imagers, and we are on all these programs. So the electro-optic system which is going on all these programs, a lot of the core specifications are driven by what Tonbo has, because the products we have in that space are among the best in the world. They are not controlled by any export limitations. They are under no restrictions, so the government can easily procure it without a license.
For a piece of the global tenders floated by the Indian Armed Forces, it has also set up 2 overseas subsidiaries, one in the US and one in Singapore. This ensures that though the final products are made at its Bengaluru facility, it's eligible for a customs duty waiver against exports to its Singapore subsidiary. The company hopes the new Make in India policy will remove this anomaly and create a more level playing field for domestic defence manufacturers.
You're going to pay customs duty on components that you import from outside, because your sensor is not manufactured in India, your FPGA chips are not manufactured in India. You're going to import these, you're going to pay customs duty on that, you're going to build a product, you're going to pay VAT on it and you're going to pay excise duty on it, and you're not competitive anymore. So the government has got to understand that. So one of the things which we do is we said, look, we will need customs duty exemption on at a component level.
Tonbo insists it's not just the custom duty structure that needs urgent attention. It says the current offset policy has also been diluted, and unless offsets are tied to specific projects and domestic manufacturing capabilities are utilized to meet the offset requirement in large defense programs, explosive growth in defense manufacturing will not be easy.
With that, it is time for us to wrap up this special episode of Make in India, a New Deal for Defence. We will see you again next week with more stories. Till then, from all of us here on the team, goodbye and many thanks for watching.